There was a movie producer many years ago named Daryl Zanuck. He had many movies. You might have seen some of them. He had All About Eve, Grapes of Wrath, The Longest Day, Islands in the Sun. And he spoke about his ability to find all the people he needed to find and direct them because of the way he saw life. When he was growing up, there were many hills where he lived. And one day, when he was young, he looked up and he just saw everything from a certain angle. And then he started walking around the hill. And as he continued to look up, he saw things in new and different ways. He saw the hills from every possible angle. And so he learned to use that idea in movies, seeing movies from different angles, demonstrating various perspectives. And that helped him understand life, helped him produce these movies that helped other people see life differently. Now, in unity, we choose to see life from various perspectives. And some of these perspectives may be new to us. We have these discoveries in our Sunday lessons, in the classes that we take, in the books that we read, even in the music that we hear, that say maybe there's a different way to see things today. Something new. It's exciting. It's like we're walking around the hill of life circumstances to see all the perspectives. What makes unity different from so many other ways of living is that we encourage awareness and development of personal and spiritual power. We have personal power, we have spiritual power, but we need to grow in our awareness of that and then apply it in our lives. We believe in taking personal responsibility for our own life. You're not responsible for my life. I'm not responsible for yours. As a matter of fact, the only way I can use this idea of responsibility is if I am responsible for my life, I can be responsible to you. If I am irresponsible for my life, I can only be irresponsible to you. So we take personal responsibility for our lives. We develop awareness. We develop forgiveness. And sometimes that's hard. We develop understanding, not just cognitive understanding, but a spiritual understanding. With spiritual understanding, there's sometimes we have to see something that we can't figure out in our own minds, but we know that there's some connection, some spiritual connection that we can have to help us understand in a greater way. We develop compassion, compassion for others. Compassion comes from words that mean to suffer along with. So when we have compassion, we're feeling the feelings of somebody else. Well, how do we develop our beliefs? What are we taught as we grow? What were you taught as you were growing up? What questions did you ask as you sought to develop deeper understanding? We listened to trusted people. As we believed, so it was for us, at least for a time. Yet, as we grow in years, we grow in spiritual and human understanding. I've shared many times, we cannot grow spiritually. We are fully spiritually grown. All we can do is grow in understanding of our spirit. Our soul can grow, our soul can diminish. Our goal is to grow our soul so that we are in alignment with our spirit, shining the light of the truth of who we are. But as we do this, we grow in years and we grow in spiritual and human understanding. We might ask, and we might have asked over time, who or what is God? I know with my early teachings, I learned God was the punisher, the one that if you didn't do things right, you were in serious trouble. You better behave or else. Today's world, I call that a Santa Claus God. You know, you better behave or you're not going to get your present. You're going to get that lump of coal. I don't know what the spiritual comparison is, but I do not see God as a punisher, and I'm hoping you don't either, because God is not a being that punishes. We are punished by our thoughts, by our actions, so much more than for them. What we believed 20 years ago, we may not believe today at all. We have new awarenesses and we try them out. That's what is so wonderful about unity. We can try these beliefs out. We put them on, say, does this fit? We don't just sit back and have somebody tell us what we can do or not do, who we should be or shouldn't be. Because the spiritual principle is that our actions are causative, and there's a cause and an effect, and we can see that. You might have seen that many times in your life. When you repeat some certain actions, you have certain results that come back the same way. What you believed a long time ago, you may not believe today at all. Your beliefs can be growing your souls or perhaps limiting your soul. If you feel you are confined in a box that has to be a certain way, and you're not listening to that tug of spirit that is saying, I want you to grow, I want you to be all you came here to be, then there's an opportunity to see life in a different way, to believe in a different way, to walk around that hill and see from different perspectives. I think that we and most all religions and belief systems believe that God is love. So what my challenge was growing up was, how could love choose that others are wrong and going to hell because they don't believe the way I was taught? I was supposed to follow religious rules that were right and everybody else was wrong. You know, you might have grown up in that type of an environment. I see it in today's world. There are those who believe that not only are they right, and everybody's right from their personal belief system, but not only are they right, but that they make everybody else wrong if you don't believe exactly like them. We grow our beliefs by proving them in our lives. We do not operate out of fear. I don't want to believe, and I can't believe, that if I made a wrong choice, I'd have eternal punishment for it. It's not win or lose. Remember, it's win or learn. We're continuing to grow, continuing to be more and more of who we came here to be. I don't know how I shifted my thoughts. I think it was gradual. And I think it is for many people. But sometimes there's a certain awareness that comes to us that says, this just isn't right. I need to see things differently. I would like to behave differently. Where have you noticed a need to have things a certain way? When you find that, there's an insistence, maybe a resistance to change. When you have a need to have things a certain way, that's an opportunity. That's a signal. That's a trigger to say, let me back up. Let me walk around this hill a little bit more. Let me see in different ways. See, we can apply our beliefs in new ways through acceptance, through understanding, through compassion, through true listening. Our beliefs are malleable. They grow and change as we do. That's why in many cultures, people really revere their elders. I don't know that we do that so much in our culture. But people who have gone through life and experienced so much have so much to teach us. And we can be open to that teaching. It doesn't mean we have to do or be whatever somebody else says, but it's great to listen and learn. We have our beliefs become more solid, not just malleable, but more solid as practiced and proven. As you prove God in your life through love, through forgiveness, through compassion, through creativity, you prove God and your beliefs grow more solid. You're open to new ideas, God. Let me know what I need to know today. What is mine to do today? What is mine to learn today? We all face challenges. We all have opportunities. With the experience of previous challenges and opportunities, we learn. We grow from those, so we don't need to repeat them. Or if we do, we move through them with greater experience and confidence. Still, we remain open to new and greater understandings. We seek to align with divine ideas that come to us in prayer and in meditation, in our interesting life circumstances. We continue to develop our beliefs about ourselves. Are we good? Are we bad? There's an essence of us that is pure love. They can only be good. So who we are is good. Who we are is love. Who we are is light. How we express that is up to us. That's where this power of will, this power of choice comes in. The more we find ourselves judging others, we need to know that we are also judging ourselves. What kind of circumstances do we find ourselves in? Being a victim, or do we trust? Win or learn? All things work together for good. Remember that from Romans 8:28. All things work together for good for those who love God, who are called according to God's purpose. God. God is principle. God is love. God is real. God is available. Now, what we believe, what is, has 4 stages. And they grow, they change over time. The first one is silence. We don't know what we don't know. And then there's thought. Thoughts come to us through our prayer time, our meditation, our dreams, through the classes that we take, books that we read, Sunday services, other people who are sharing about their lives, and then the words that we speak. And then there's a manifestation. So it goes from silence to thought to words to manifestation. That's what we believe. Remember, Unity's third principle, thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Now, just as what we believe has 4 stages, what we outpicture, what we manifest has 4 quadrants. How we make it all real and practical. The first is the physical infrastructure. You have your church, for example, is a place for positive change, a place that you can come to and be in a place of like-minded people, loving people. You might have a small staff, but you know you've got great volunteers. They help put it all together. Volunteering, being of service is one of the ways to express God. And any of you who are volunteers knows that as you give, so do you receive. That's not only with your finances, but with your good, your love, as you give, as you learn something new, and you become an ushered reader, or you work on the board, or you're in any number of committees or teams. As you give, you're learning so much about yourself and about your connection with others and your connection with the church and connection with God. So there's a physical infrastructure to start with. And then mentally, there's a personal growth opportunity that we have through the lessons based on spiritual truth, through our classes and workshops and other learning opportunities, and learning from each other. Then there's the emotional part, the music. You have a great music program. You have wonderful musicians, great singers, and you know that's a vibration. You feel that vibration, not only when you're hearing it, but when you are singing along. You have the community. You've got groups, get events. There's a social aspect. There's sharing with others, perhaps reaching beyond your doors to the greater community. That's the emotional part. And then there's the spiritual awareness, applying what is learned, seeking to prove God in your life. It is continual and expanding experience of awakening. So the opportunity is to really honor this physical structure you have as a church, but this physical structure you have as a life, because both are a place for positive change to happen. You are able to put this all together as you learn from one another. You're able to apply the things you've learned mentally through personal growth, applying the truths that you learned in the Sunday lessons and classes and workshops and other people. You're able to connect emotionally with the music. There's some music that just brings me to tears, some music that brings me incredible joy. You have the same thing. You have community. You're able to be part of something. You are able to belong to something greater. So you've got your groups, your events, your social activities, sharing with others. And maybe, as I said, reaching beyond your immediate environment to the greater community. And then the spiritual awareness, which is applying everything that you learn, proving God. This isn't a movie, it's real life. Let us walk around that hill. Let us appreciate the physical environment. Let us continue to learn. Let us continue to share. Continue to grow in awareness and development of your personal and spiritual power and possibilities. What is one thing that's coming to you today that says, I would like to reach this goal, or I would like to overcome this challenge, or I would like to understand this situation more fully? What is something, close your eyes for a moment and just think, what is something that is calling you to find more of God, to feel more of God, so that you may express more of God? I know something's coming up. This is God speaking to you. This is the activity of spirit nudging you. I heard it called the shove of the dove. It's that little nudge that says, this is what is mine to do. We grow in our spiritual awareness and development of our personal and spiritual power and possibilities. We choose to take personal responsibility for our lives, and you can take personal responsibility for the life of this spiritual community, your spiritual community. It is here for you, and you are here for it. This will change us for the better. This will change your church for the better. And in some small or maybe some great way, this will change the world for the better. This I believe. God bless you.